So in dermatology over the last 20 years, we have continued to look at problems people have and try to solve them. And our scientists have taken on one problem after another, and currently our new frontier is fat. One of the things that dermatologists originally actually developed was the treatment of liposuction. And because it's a superficial treatment, and we were the ones that were able to figure out that you could very non-invasively remove fat and people would benefit from that particular treatment. So over the years, liposuction has become smarter, if we will, and we now at Dermatology Affiliates offer a technique called Smart Lipo. And this is laser-assisted liposuction, where the fat is actually melted with a laser before it is sucked out. And it's very effective for small areas of excess fat. It's not a way to lose weight, but if you have that little pooch in your tummy or some extra fat on the outside of your thighs, that means that your upper body is a different size from your lower body, this can be extremely effective in removing it. The nice part about Smart Lipo is that you don't have to have general anesthesia. You use an oral relaxing medicine, and then we have numbing medicine, obviously, for the area that we treat. But in addition to Smart Lipo, we also offer two other new treatments that have come out over the last few years that are completely uninvasive. They aren't as instantly gratifying as liposuction is, but for people who really are hesitant to go under a suctioning procedure, these have become very effective. The first one that came out was something called cool sculpting. Some very smart gentlemen at Harvard discovered that if you freeze fat, it will die. And they worked very hard to find a technique in which you could freeze the fat, particularly on your tummy or your love handles, without damaging internal organs or the skin. And that is cool sculpting. We offer it in our Buckhead office and have found that for people who have an inch or more that they can pinch around their tummies, that this can be a very effective, non-invasive way of reducing that fat. It doesn't happen quickly. You need to plan several months in advance if you want to try to tighten up before some wedding. You've got to think about it ahead of time. But it can very much help, particularly augment any other exercise or diet program that you'd like, and because it focuses energy on a particular little fat pad that you want to reduce. And we all know that when you diet, it doesn't focus, unfortunately, nor does exercise. And the latest thing to deal with that is something called Vanquish. Vanquish uses radio frequency, which is one of the new modalities that's getting a lot of research right now. And it generally applies radio frequency waves in a superficial pattern across your abdomen or your back. And what this does is actually heats up the fat. And we now know that fat is very temperature sensitive. And so you lie on a table, 30 minutes, very little participation. You can sleep or listen to music if you want to. And this basically device hovers above your stomach. It's about a half moon shape. And it basically has little loops of radio frequency waves that go superficially into the fat. And you can feel it heat. When we take it off, you can feel that your stomach is warmer. This procedure is done by our physician's assistant, and she stays in the room with you. She makes sure the machine is constantly applying the same amount of radio frequency waves into the area that she's treating. The machine is calibrated to make sure that you're getting the maximum effectiveness that you can get. We do these treatments once every week for 4 weeks, and the company says on average is a 2-inch loss in the area that you are treating. We found with bigger people, particularly with bigger women, that we actually had some results of 4 to 6 inches. It's been very impressive, particularly for bigger people, but in a generalized way. It's not a specific area of fat that you treat as you do with Smart Lipo or with cool sculpting, but an overall global reduction in that area is definitely there.